welcome to Gaming News. This is going to be a thing I'm going to do hopefully once a week, so let's get into it, shall we? So, Gaming News. So, Sega are in the news at the moment. Don't suppose you've heard of Sonic, but Sonic Origins is coming out on June 23rd of this year. Now, this is essentially a remaster of Sonic 1, 2, 3 and Sonic & Knuckles, basically with some effort put in, which is kind of cool. I like the idea of that. The Sonic games, particularly the 16-bit ones, as possibly some of the best 2D platforming games of that generation by far. And also, ironically, it also includes Sonic CD, which is a bit of a weird game. It's a bit of a mixed bag, Sonic CD, because it wasn't, I believe, made by I can't remember the guy's name now. The chap that created Sonic wasn't actually, because I believe after Sonic 1 they moved Sonic 2, I believe, to an American studio to make. So Sonic CD is sort of the weird sort of outliner between Sonic 1 and Sonic 2, but it's got some interesting features game-wise, but it's a bit of a weird mixed bag in terms of like the level design on it, but it's good to see it because Sonic CD it's been re-released a couple of times. I've got it on 360, it's been on mobile as well, but it's not a game that as popular as the other games, in particular because it's also got two different soundtracks. So you've got a Japanese soundtrack and you've got an American soundtrack. I haven't played the game enough to really remember the differences. Obviously the other games are just, the music's particularly memorable anyway. So that's the good news. The bad news, I don't know if it's bad news, but the issue is basically, well, in the UK, to buy this collection is 36 quid, which is a lot of money for, let's be real, it's the Sonic games, those games are only really value-wise, I would say, about a fiver. They've added some new things into, there's some new, I believe they're putting, one of the rumours is they've got cutscenes within the games or in between the levels of the games. I don't know if that's actually true or not, to be honest. I'd be surprised if that was. And obviously Sonic is riding quite high at the moment because it's one of the, I haven't seen it personally, one of the best video game sort of adaptations we've ever had. It's doing very, very well, even though I haven't actually seen the first one. I've been told that it's a good movie for what it is. So yeah, so they're riding quite high, but the problem is they are nickel and diming things. So so what they're doing is they're selling things like animated menus in the backgrounds, and from what I understand, this hasn't gone down too well with a lot of Sega fans. But I don't know what to think to this. This is, oh, and apparently there is no intention of them releasing a physical release at the moment, but Sega is aware of the demand. So that's not really helping their case, but also the fact that they're also now delisting all the old games. All the old Sonic games are being delisted from, let's have a look what does it actually say. I'm citing most of this news from various sources around the internet. So it's going to be removed, all the old games are going to be removed from Steam, PS3, 360, PlayStation Now, or Steam again, Sonic 1, Sonic 2, Sonic & Knuckles all being removed from Steam. But it will still be available on the Nintendo Switch, part of the Sega Genesis collection of games they released for the via subscription. So they're available until the 19th of May of this year, and then they're going to replace them with the Origins, which is a remastered compilation of all the 3 titles with Sonic CD as well. and they're coming to PS4, PS5, Nintendo Switch, Xbox One, Xbox Series X, PC, via Steam, and Epic Games. I'm surprised Epic Games is actually still around, to be honest. But this is not a good look. It really isn't. And apparently, reading through some of the comments, Sonic Origins has DRM. Depends how much you care about that, I suppose. Really, because a lot of people say you're just buying a license for a game now. So, if I'm not really that fussed, even though people would say, well, you don't own the game, they could just switch it off at any point. I doubt they would do that, though, to be honest. So yeah, so how they're breaking this down. So they're selling you things like animated menus in the background. So within the game, you've got the classic and the anniversary mode. So you've got the original game and its original presentation that plays like the classic style games. And with the anniversary mode, they include full screen display and infinite lives. Really? Sonic's not. There are levels of Sonic that are tricky, challenging, but I wouldn't say you really need infinite lives to beat Sonic. The special stages on Sonic 2, I'd suggest playing it single player, but you don't have Tails with you because the AI is absolutely useless in the special stages. You've also got the soundtracks from games like Sonic Spinball, which is a nice feature, I suppose. That there's some interesting achievements. You've got a boss rush, and you've got the blue spears, which is these special stages you can collect and stuff. And there's mirror mode in the game as well, so you can obviously, instead of going right from left to right, you can go right to left, which I don't know if that's I wouldn't define that as a feature really. But this is where the fun starts. So the Sonic Origins collection. There's only actually 2 packs you can buy. You can buy the standard edition, which includes 100 gold coins with a pre-order, and it's got the mirror mode unlocked with the pre-order, and you've got the letterbox background, which is essentially just 4:3 aspect ratio as far as my understanding is. And then you've got the deluxe edition, which includes the 100 bonus coins, mirror mode, letterbox background, but it's also got, for instance, hard missions. Not quite sure how they break down hard missions exactly, unless they're going to move the badniks and the placement of the enemies maybe. Here it is, character animation in the main menu. They're actually, if you don't get the deluxe edition, you don't get that, so that's essentially just animations in the background menus. Camera controls over the main islands. Character animations during music islands. Alternate music tracks from Mega Drive. So the last one, yeah, that's kind of a reasonably cool feature, but the rest of this is just stuff that should just be there to begin with. They're essentially nickel and diming and breaking it all down, because there's actually 2 versions of the game. But there's also you've got the standard edition, you've got the deluxe edition. And then they've got these other 3 editions, which is just basically adding in those little features they've taken out for. Well, I can only put it down to greed. Honestly, I'm a big Sonic fan, but come on, I mean, the Start Dash Pack, free DLC included with a pre-order of the standard or deluxe edition. So you'll get that in the standard edition, and then you've got the Premium Fun Edition, which is essentially you only get 4 of those things are actually locked off from the game, unless you get the deluxe edition. I think £36 is. I'm a big Sonic fan, but I think 36 quid is a lot of money for well, depending on if Sonic 3 and Sonic and Knuckles are one game, presumably. Yeah, they must be part of one game, because it's 4 titles total, I believe. So, because Sonic 3 and Sonic Knuckles were apparently originally one game when they originally came out in, was it 94? I believe, if I'm getting my years correct. So so this is this is not a good look for Sega, and also, as I said, they're removing all the other games, the old Sonic, old re-releases of Sonic before, off all the platforms, and this is going to be essentially, my understanding is this is going to be the only way to buy these games, unless at some point they start breaking down the titles and sell you Sonic 1, part of the Origins collection, but just Sonic 1, Sonic 2, Sonic 3, and Knuckles, Sonic CD. So I'm not sure why this business model is really quite shite, to be honest. But at the same time, I would be lying if I said I wasn't tempted by a Sonic collection that's had some effort put into it, because I've got Sonic Mega Plus collection, which I bought off eBay a few years back for the original Xbox, and that's got I believe it's got the 50 Hz PAL edition of the Sonic games, and it's also got the 60 Hz, I believe, and that's got all the Sonic games. The Mega Drive, it's also got some of the Game Gear games as well. And the even particular favourite of mine is Sonic 1 on the Master System, which unfortunately the one on the Plus collection is the Game Gear version, so it's got some improvements, but I prefer the Master System version because the screen's not as crunched, and the aspect ratio I believe is a bit larger. But anyway, that's technical. Then I've got the Sonic Mega Ultimate collection, which I've got for the 360. That's got all the games broken down, plus very many other Mega Drive games on it as well. So this is I'm not angry, but it is bizarre. And again, you've got achievements within each of the Sonic games. So I'm just looking up the pictures on the Sonic Origins website, or Sega's website. So you got things like Caterkiller Swarm for Sonic 1, Scrap Brine Zone Act 2, defeat 5 Caterkillers and reach the goal, Ring Rush, Ring Challenge, 50 rings, Sonic Spin Dash Attack, Aerial Attack, Mercy. So these are sort of achievements, I guess you could say, in a way, but they're a bit I mean, they're kind of, it's just making something out of nothing, essentially. I mean, the games themselves are fundamentally really good games, unless you don't like Sonic, which is fair enough. I mean, I wasn't the biggest Mario fan at the time, but I've gone back now and I've played a lot of the early Mario games, and they're really good. They, you know, easily on par with anything Sonic's done, particularly now, where personally I don't really like the 3D Sonic games other than Generations, and I think I played Lost World at one point on the 3DS, and it was okay, but the one everyone loves is Sonic Adventure, and that's the one I could never really get into. I just never found it really that much fun. I think it's just because of not being able to collect rings of any precision. And there's this kind of this thing where people, oh, Sonic has to go fast. I'm always of the belief that Sonic was a platforming game before it was about going fast, because when you go fast, it's just boring. So, I did a video a while back on the Xbox Series X. I picked one up about a month and a half ago now, something like that. And it's no secret it's been lacking in terms of next generation games. PlayStation's had a few, but nothing that massive, probably apart from Horizon Zero Dawn and Returnal, and of course Elden Ring, which is a game I haven't played. People have been saying it's really good, but I don't particularly like the Dark Souls games personally. Although I'm not going to give my hot take on that, because if you've been watching YouTube, and I'm not one for drama and stuff when it comes to YouTube particularly, but if you watch the dude called Quantum TV, and his take didn't go down too well, and I mean, I'm not going to say anything else because I'm not going to get involved, but goddamn, if you want something to read about, check this dude out and the things that have been said back and forth, because goddamn. The last thing on it was something about he's been contacting, there's a dude called Actman on YouTube. He does really good content, and let's just say I don't quite understand why you would contact someone's mum about there was something about death threats or something, but as I said, I'm not going to say anything more because I'm already getting into something that really has nothing to do with me. So yeah, madness. But yeah, so Xbox have got on June 12th, there's an Xbox and Bethesda showcase coming up. I imagine you're going to see things like, oh hell, what's the Bethesda game called? They've been going on about for a while now, and I've completely forgot what it's called now. The Starfield, that was it. Elder Scrolls. Never a big fan of Elder Scrolls, to be honest. I know some people love it. Indiana Jones could be interesting, and Hellblade. But since there's no E3 this year, that would be kind of cool to see what they've got coming. Because at the moment, all I'm playing is started playing FIFA 21. I'm not the biggest sports fan, but I'm enjoying that, especially on the professional difficulty. Barring all the digital player cards, DLC crap, and Ultimate Team. I stay well away from that stuff. But yeah, and at some point Jedi Fallen Order, but I'm still trying to finish Horizon Zero Dawn because I'm interested in the second one, but I have played so much Horizon Zero Dawn and I've become kind of obsessed with clearing each area of the game, and that doesn't work very well because I keep getting my ass kicked, particularly by the giant T-Rex dinosaur thing which I can take out, but it's all these mates that keep ganging up on me that keep killing me, so I think I'm about, must be 50% or so the way through that right now, so yeah. But there is so much stuff coming up. Of course, Breath of the Wild has been delayed sadly till next year. But I must admit, I've had a Switch for 2+ years, and I don't really enjoy a lot of the games on it. It's not a bad system, and the games are good, but I just don't get anything out of a lot of these JRPGs, which is, I don't know what it is. Like, I've played Pokemon Sword on there. Breath of the Wild I've just literally finished about a month back, so and I could play that again. It's so once you get into it, it's just so addictive to continue on, and you can approach the dungeons within reason in any way you want and stuff. There's some really interesting stuff there. But Breath of the Wild was the only game I was looking forward to, really. Advance Wars, which I think I've got somewhere on my Game Boy Advance, and obviously I got a Game Boy Player a few years back, so every now and then I pick up the odd GBA title on there, but there's some interesting stuff coming this year, but I think that's everything seems to be next year. Apparently the Activision Blizzard stockholders have voted in favour of Microsoft's acquisition, because I do think, although I don't think every company should be bought out by and have this big monopoly, Activision have really fallen in terms of people's good graces and in terms of their reputation. I'm crossing my fingers for Diablo 4 because I played a bit of Diablo 2 Remaster, but it had some real issues when it was released, and it was kind of broken to some degree. And I don't know, maybe nostalgia's not what it was, because I just didn't play that much of it. Which is a shame, because it's a really good game. I was playing it back in the early noughties. Killing Tal Raja and the Butcher. Fond memories. And before I get off the Xbox topic, it's on every platform, not just Xbox, but Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order 2, which is out next year. PS5, Series X, Series S, and PC, and it appears they're dropping, basically, I think a lot of games, other than maybe sports titles, they're going to be dropping the PS4 and the Xbox One, particularly for the next generation stuff. Now, it was coming, we always knew it was going to happen, but it was just a case of when. So, so that kind of sucks, but you can get these next-gen systems now. They are a lot easier to get than they once were. I mean, to get my PS5 was it early last year? I may as well have been in a boxing match with someone on Amazon, because my God, it took me 14 attempts or something to get it into the cart. And once I got it into the cart, it actually hit buy now, and oh man, it was such a battle. And the loading, waiting to see if it was going to load, it was going to actually give me an either error, or if it's going to give me we've sold out, because I've had that a few times. But I managed to get one. But the Series X was easy, just ordered, no problems whatsoever. So there, yeah, it's been a kind of a traumatic 2 years, including having COVID, which was an unpleasant experience to say the least. And if you hear my dogs barking, I can only apologise. And let's just move on to the PlayStation topic just very, very quickly. So basically, PSN's changing. There's 3 tiers for PlayStation coming. The basic tier, is it the Essentials, and is it then the Premium tier? But apparently people can't stack the PSN cards apparently at the moment, and they're not. Some people aren't very happy about that. But apparently it's going to change when the new tier system is released, which I believe, I think it's June. I think. Yeah, so first batch of PlayStation games have been leaked. So the data for these games is PS1 Classics, Worms Armageddon. Jesus Christ, I've been playing that one at school. God, I'm old. And so the service launches on the 22nd of June. And so it's going to have 340 games beyond the library's 400 PS4 and PS5 titles. So is the mid-range extra tier, focusing on retro games from PS1, PS2, PS3 and PSP. They did say that PS3 will only be streaming though, which is shite, quite frankly. That they should be able to emulate them normally, surely. I know there's a PlayStation 3 emulator that's got Metal Gear Solid Guns of the Patriots, Metal Gear Solid 4, sorry, Guns of the Patriots running at 60 frames a second at, I think it was 4K. The emulation isn't 100% perfect, but it's very, very good from what they've been saying. You can watch that on the Digital Foundry's channel, and they do a lot of good breakdowns of games, particularly technical stuff like frame rates, and even having like a premium experience on something like Red Dead Redemption 2. You can play it like 4K at about 30 frames a second, which some people don't mind. Some people prefer a higher resolution over frame rate. I personally prefer frame rate, but it's their personal preference, I suppose. And also Steve over at Hardware Unboxed. They've got videos up on how to get like some of these higher tier games like Red Dead Redemption running at decent frame rates on more of your lower tier graphics cards, and it works. It's quite effective. I mean, I'm not running anything particularly super high end. I'm only running a 3060 Ti, and I'm only running at 1080p. So most games I can play at ultra and high, but I usually drop to high just for the fact that you get an extra bit of performance there and plus the card when I bought it was massively overpriced because of how the GPU apocalypse kind of hit with COVID and everything else, the lockdowns. And obviously, cryptocurrency went through the roof. Well, that's dropped massively off now. It may go up again at some point. So yeah, I think I've covered most of the more interesting gaming news. There's a new Pokemon game coming out later this year. There is a lot happening, and it's a very, very interesting time to be a gamer. It's just a shame everything has been delayed so much over the last couple of years. And on the Warhammer side, Chaos Gate is out in the Warhammer Chaos Gate. This is a PC only title, if I remember correctly. And that should be out. Where's my wish list? There it is. Oh, and also Turtles Shredder's Revenge, which is supposed to be the summer. So get ready for that if you're a big Turtles fan, because I am. I'm looking forward to that. And there's also a Turtles collection coming out as well. So Chaos Gate Demon Hunters is out on the 5th of May. So that would be this Thursday. Can't wait to try that out. I'm a big 40k fan, particularly the Dawn of War games. Although less said about Dawn of War 3 the better. It's not a bad game, but certainly isn't what Dawn of War should be, really. It's a real shame. But anyway, I'm going to leave it there. That's a bit of gaming news for you. Anyone that's watched the channel, I do appreciate the odd few views, because the channel's been doing a little bit better of late. Been trying to do one episode a week and trying to be a little bit more sort of things people are interested in, but just giving my take on things instead of forcing constant let's plays on videos on games that I'm not really that necessarily that interested in. I've done a few where I've felt like that, but just attempting to be a little bit more sort of come across a little bit more natural and confident when doing YouTube and stuff, because my Series X unboxing and the Resident Evil Sony banning PS1 games on PS3 it did quite well for my channel, so I appreciate the views, and any comments are always appreciated. And I'll leave it there, and thanks for the time.